Hi, this is Kirk with Forex Strategy Secrets. Is what we're going to be doing today is sharing with you the Norwood Strategy Scanner, a little bit about how it works and the benefits, how it can help you out. A couple of things that there's a question that usually people ask a lot about. Will the scanner send information to my email or text? Yes, it will. That does it very well. There's an app you would download for your phone, and then you can turn it on or off as to when you want it to send scans to your phone. Now, there's one thing that we all want to be aware of. Whether you realize you want to be aware of it or not, you should want to be aware of it. I'm going to use this 4-hour chart as an example. Okay, there's a nice trend here. That's why I'm using this as an illustration. The market moves and then it corrects, moves and corrects. We call this impulsive corrective, impulsive corrective. You see it's done that several times. That's just a normal way the market moves. And so one of the things that is a good time to get into a trade is when it's coming out of a correction. And I'm going to move this vertical line right here. This is a great place to get into that trade. Why wait until it comes down here and only get in for a few pips when you could get in way up here for almost twice as many pips? That's one of the things that the scanner will do, is it'll bring that type of thing to your attention. So when you see a move and you may have taken some of this move and gotten out, and you know that you're waiting for this retracement, you can set the scans to go off so that you're taking advantage of the moves when they start taking off again. And you can see this several times throughout there. So if you've traded very long, you can see that every time it goes on a sideways or a retracement, it comes out. That's when you want to be aware of that move, and that's when many big moves happen, is when it is taking place there. And the other thing that's going to happen, I hear this so many times, especially with new traders, the experienced traders not so much. How do I know when a good trade sets up? What does it look like? Well, that's what the scanner is going to do for you. And we're going to show you the material about the scanner. So, or this is the symbol settings. So you have your symbols that you've assigned here. You can choose which currency pairs you want to trade. These are groupings of scans that we have put in to the market. Now, you notice I only have 4 items listed over here that are receiving scans. And as you scroll down, I turn a lot off. And as I scroll down, there's 2 of them, and there's 2 more. Those are the scans that I want to receive information on right now. So we group scans together, and they're different time frames. It's basically the same scan, but it's just different time frames. And you can see that there's 5 or 6 of those. Just individual alerts and signals. Filter line cross, filter color change. Okay, this is something that is unique to the scanner. This bottom indicator here is called a filter. And filter color change. When it goes from one color to the other, you can change the colors if you like, but just when that color changes, that's a heads up that something's happening. Another time that things happen is when it crosses that 0 line. So you can have a specific on that currency pair, on a currency pair, when the color changes, or when it crosses the 0 line. Those can be times when you can have things brought to your attention. And so there's a whole list of individual things that we have listed here. And the male color change, a 4-bar, I'll tell you what a 4-bar is in a minute. Early bird filter, saddle buy, saddle sells. So these bottom things, 5-alarm trades, they're all part of the nth degree system. Blue light specials, hotline crosses, and Norwood Strategy Scanner trend signal right there. So what is a 4-bar? That is one of the things that you're going to hear a lot, so you might as well hear it right here. Where this vertical line is right now is not a 4-bar. There's the color, you need 4 bars of color. We call these bars up here, 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 and here. There's 1, 2, 3. We move this over 1 more, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 4-bar. And you're going to find a lot of 4 bars that are going to be it's going to be a very powerful tool. Right there's a 4 bar. Look at that one. It was right at the beginning of that move. This one was the second bar into it. Let's look at the one over here. This one was right in here. So does that tell you something? This is shadow indicator. When it changes colors and is part of a 4 bar at the beginning, that's powerful. If you start going down a couple, yes, it's still a good place to entry, but you see that it's becoming less powerful, less powerful. There are other signals that would be even better than that. But the 4 bar is what you want to be aware of. And so on a scan, we can ask it to say, give me a 4 bar on the 4 hour. Let me just go to this middle one right here, where we talked about coming out of the retracement. Say I want to have a 4 bar on the 4 hour. That's the time frame I'm seeing this trend on. And the 1 hour, I need a 4 bar. See, it's not a 4 bar right there. Notice how that retraced? So it had to wait 1 more hour, then that becomes a 4 bar. And I want a 4 bar on this 30-minute. Well, it's not a 4 bar on a 30-minute because that was part of the retracement on the 1 hour. Right there, there's a 4 bar. So I have the 4 hour with a 4 bar, the 1 hour with a 4 bar, and the 30-minute with a 4 bar, and we're catching a good part of that move. So that's one of the things of the 4 bar. Now that's how the scanner works. It can either be 2 time frames or generally 3 time frames. Either of those combinations. And the time frames are usually right next to each other as to when the scan is going to go off. So it does the work for you. You won't even get the scan until all that criteria is met. We go back here to the 4 hour. I'm going to set another line on that 4 hour and go to the 30-minute. See, we had to wait 1, 2 is in the second hour before everything lined up. And that's when you would get the scan. So you can get scans throughout the course of the day. Now we have long-term trading strategies and short-term trading strategies. We even have one around the Asian session that Jed uses a lot. It's the 15 and 5. I don't have any instruction on that. That's the only one that I don't have instructions on purpose, because that's what he teaches specifically for the Asian session. It's not something you would use most of the time. Now let me share with you a long-term strategy. Long-term trading is a day and the 4 hour and the 4 hour and 1 hour. Those are long-term time frames, but 2 time frames have to match up. So let's just look at the day 4 hour, for example. Now this can be done whether you're a short-term trader or a long-term trader. Many people that work full-time jobs, they like this one. I have many people have reported back to me that they have access to a computer, but they can't sit and watch the charts all day. If something comes to their attention, they can go look at it. So this is what they would look for. What they need to have is the filter. That's the only thing on this day chart that you're looking for, is on that filter. It could be this first color going short, or the second one's fine. It's what that's doing is telling you the direction you might want to be trading. Okay, I'm going to put a line on this first one also. You notice this has a lot of blue colors into it, but you're only looking for that filter on the day chart. The next signal, there's only 2 signals involved with this. And so what you need now is a 4-hour early bird filter. Okay, the first time an early bird filter would come in is where, when this changes colors, that's an early bird. When the male and the shadow change colors at the same time, that's an early bird. Early bird filter means that the filters change colors also. So we go right here. Now this happens to be a 4-bar, but did it meet the criteria of an early bird filter? Yes. So the minimum requirement was the early bird filter, but it actually happened to be a 4-bar, and so that's even stronger. So what was the day? The day was, we have 2 sections here, and we'll look at both of them. They had to just be red going short. Then when the early bird filter happened on the 4-hour, you notice the day it happened Over here, it was 8 hours later before you got the proper signal on the 4-hour. And then it was the next day formed over here, but that was not, didn't meet the criteria. It was this bar that met the criteria. See, that was still a 60 pip move. And so what you want to do is when that goes off, that is a trade that you can do a long-term trading. It's going to catch you a lot of these big moves. Everyone wants to catch the big moves. Now I'm going to go back the other way. Let's see where the 4-hour lined up. Right there, that's an early bird filter. And that's where the 4-hour said, yes. Now let's see if the 1 day would have given you a signal at that time. What color is the day? The day is red. So that's the only thing we're looking at. So the day already was set up. When the 4-hour hit that criteria, that's where you would have received a scan for a nice trade. And this one happened at my time, about 9 o'clock in the evening. So it's 4 hours after a new day bar forms for me. I could have received that, taken the trade, managed it, put all my stops and take profits, and it went 80 pips total, but there was a good 50, 60 pips you could have taken out of that trade. So that's a couple of things as far as the long-term trading and the short-term trading. We could go through a lot of examples, but the examples are on your platform. I mean, your platform, but your website. Okay, when you log in, there's another page you're on, and I've logged in to this account, and it lists your products. If you have the nth degree, you have Jumpstart, here's the strategy scanner. So this is where you want to go. Now you are going to be eligible for a free trial. So I'm going to click on this. Here's what the website looks like. Here's the scanner itself. Here are the strategies. And these videos are telling you how to install those. Make sure you do this step first. It's a couple quick buttons to click. If you don't do that, the whole thing will not work. And that's on the MetaTrader platform. Okay, we have a couple things here. Trading strategies. And you can watch these different instructions on the trading strategies. And here's the long-term one that I talked about a little bit. So you can watch that again. These are videos about all those other signals that we talked about going down, the color changes and their line crosses and so forth. So there's videos on all of those that you can watch as well. So training videos and trading strategies. That's what you're going to see there. And there's a button here. Click here for Pip Club schedule. It's still populating. This is the schedule for the month of March. And we just completed the March 9th. So next week, there are 3 days there. So during your 14-day trial, you have access to come to the US session Pip Club. And this is where you would log in. So the website is going to be the place that you'll want to go to. ForexStrategySecrets.com is the website. So that's what we've had as far as the scanner on the website. And these are instructional videos also as to how to get the scanner set up and how to use the tools. I'm going to show you one other thing, creating a watch list. Now we've talked about strategies that go off, but you can have watch lists that you want to go off. Say I want to have mayo filter. I'm not going to share that with you what that is. You can look at the video to figure out what this is. But I'm going to show you an example based on the 4-hour. I just checked that. Now it's not on until I click save, but say I do want it on the Aussie yen, but I also want it to be on the euro yen. So what I do is click copy, click on the euro yen, and click paste. Now it's only on those two. Now many times you'll have a watch list of 3 to 4 to 5. And that's how you can set these strategies all up very quickly. If I wanted them to the pound yen also, I just click the pound yen and click paste. Now you notice that it's on those three, and if I click save, it's going to save them and disappear, and then you just click it to bring it back, and see they're still there. Now, how do I get those off? Say that's all over, I don't need that anymore. It always defaults to the top one, so you got to make sure that you're checked on the currency pair you want. So I go down until I find that. Now, what if I click on a different currency pair? See, that goes away because it's not attached to that one. It's only attached to the three. If I uncheck that and click flush, yeah, I'll go back to taking that off all of them and save. So that's how you can set up watch lists. You can set one indicator to be on 2 or 3. So it's very customizable to and easy to use. So now I've shown you a little bit about the strategies and the instructions and how you find things. I'm going to show you a trade that one of the students was reporting to me that he was in. It was the pound yen, and he was in the 4-hour, right there, this is the 4-hour bar that he was talking about. It happens to be a 4-bar. Remember we talked about the 4-bar? That's what it was, but he wanted a 4-bar on the day, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour. They were all 4-bars. And that line I've drawn there, that's where he got in to the trade. That's how early that it gave him the signal, he said. So he got in. And when he told me about it, he was up 42 pips. And when we started talking about it, it was up like 60 pips, and then went up a few more pips after that. Okay, so that was a trade. Now, I don't know where he exited on that trade or not, but from the time he entered until we were talking about it, it got up 60 pips. Okay, now we talked about some exit signals, and one that we came to looking at that was really good was, there's an exit signal right there. So I'll go down to the bottom here, and so that was a good 50, about 55 pips, 54, 55 pips. That when the exit signal came, he could have taken all of that trade. I'm not sure where he closed, if he closed up here, or he's still in it, or he closed someplace. But that was the exit signal that we talked about. So you can see how lining things up, 4-bar on the day for 1 hour. Then he was managing it on the other time frames. Now I'm going to show you a trade that I took just before the pip club. It gave me 10 pips, but see what it's done? See, that was a good place to get out of that trade. No, it was based on the 4-hour. Okay, that gives me a signal. The 4-hour, 1 hour, and 30-minute. There's a 4-hour, and then you can see the 1 hour and the 30-minute. And so when I saw it, I thought, okay, that's pretty good. I might have been able to get into it 3 to 5 pips sooner, but I didn't see it until then. Couldn't get to it, so I took the trade. And then why did I get out there? Well, my experience tells me that it was hesitating, and I had some pips, and I wasn't expecting to go very far anyway, and that's a whole different discussion. But the 5-minute gave me an exit signal. If you look right up and down, there's a certain pattern that told me that that was an exit signal. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take those 10 pips. And if it goes up and you would have given me 20 or 30, that's okay. I got my 10, but it actually turned and went the other direction. So that was a good signal to get out of that trade. Okay, so that's the trade that I took this morning myself, and you can see what I did to get in, and then what I did to get out. There's one other individual that was talking about we had a trade taken on the Swiss yen. This is on a 1-hour chart. There's a 4-bar, and when it passed this fractal over here, this is the area that he entered the trade. About where the price is right now. It went up in his favor about 13 pips, went against him about 27 pips. We were talking about it when it was 15, 20 pips in his direction. Had he seen it, this is where he said, if I'd seen it, I would have taken it down here when it passed that fractal. 4-bar passing that fractal. That would have given him many more pips, 30 pips just on that one bar. So let's look at this a little bit closer. That's the 1 hour was his large time frame. 30-minute, it's a 4-bar as well. A 15-minute was a 4-bar as well. And this is where he could have gotten in, but this is where he did get in. Now, timing is critical. To me, that was a little bit late. It wasn't fresh. The first one was fresh, but it's got a lot of bars entering clear over here. All the indicators have been going for a while, so I wouldn't have felt comfortable entering there, but over here, it took off again. Same pattern. See how it came down and that fractal right there, and there's a 4-bar, there's the signal right there. So there's high probability trades. Once you realize what's going on and get the flow of it, the scanner can be set to bring all these to your attention. You just look at a pattern and say, oh, that's doing a retracement. If it comes out of that retracement and continues in the same direction, I would like to have something bring it to my attention so I could get into a trade like that. So those are the things that we're finding that the scanner is doing for us. It's saving a lot of time. It's bringing the information to our attention. And we just need to learn how to read the charts and trust the scanner. Now, not every scanner is going to be a good one. So there's videos in there talking about fresh, how to take fresh scans and fresh signals. Okay, I'm going to give you where you can sign up for your free strategy. I'm going to type it in so you can actually see what's going to happen to you. Here's just a web browser. I'm going to open up a new chart. So you're going to type in Forex Strategy Secrets.com/scanner. Forex strategysecrets.com. It gives you a /. Then type in SCANNER and hit enter. When that comes up, you're going to come up to a page like this. There's a video here you can watch, and it's just more information. Some of it can be repeat, but you can click here to start your free trial. You have 14 days. At the end of the 14 days, it is going to disappear. We're not asking for a credit card, so if you decide you want to continue the scanner, you have to actually order it. And some testimonies and then a couple of buttons, but here's some additional information that you can read about the scanner and some more testimonies. And there's several of these start your trial buttons throughout. So it's going to take you to that page. So there's more information. You can read about it and decide whether you want to take your free trial. So what I'm going to do now, once again, I'm going to click on this. That's the tag to get your free 14-day trial of the scanner. You don't want to have all the strategies on at the same time. You'll get so many that you can't even keep up with them, and you'll pretty soon you'll stop listening to them, and then the scanner's worthless to you. So just take 1 or 2 and learn how to use those. Read what it says about the instruction. How do you read what it's telling you? And then once you get used to that, then you can move and expand. And the free trial is good for 14 days. Anyone that has a MetaTrader 4 platform will work for the free trial. And then you can do research on where you want to have your live account. Right there, start your free trial. So you go to forexstrategysecrets.com /scanner, and the same button is 3 or 4 times on this page. That's where you start your free trial. That's what will start it. How does the scanner give you more confidence in your trading? Well, you know that when it brings something to your attention, you're not having to second guess. It's already done the work. You just learn how to read what it's telling you, and you say, well, that sounds like I like that strategy, so I'm going to take a trade there. Is every trade going to be a winning trade? No. You will have some losses, but if you follow the taking fresh signals, you'll have more winning trades than you would otherwise. The training that we have are these videos and the Pip Club, and we'll be adding new videos and recordings, and so there's an ongoing training process. With the Pip Club, you can come in and ask questions, see how we're using it, and watch these videos so you understand what it's all about. That's the training we have right now. So you get one trial. It's not going to be that you go back and click on the trial all the time and keep on taking trials. You get one trial and that's it. So yes, the scanner includes the PIP Club membership. While you're on your trial, you have access to the PIP Club. The trial starts at your sign up, whenever you sign up. So if you we're not going to be around a computer and don't want to sign up today, that's fine. You sign up whenever it's going to work for you, and that starts your trial. Yes, the scanner as it sits right now just finds and brings you to high probability trades. Okay, for right now, at the time of this recording, you do need 2 trading platforms because every time it was working okay, and then the programmer did an adjustment and it caused this other issue to happen. The scanner works fine, but the platform that you have the scanner on, when you change time frames, it gives you 5 instances of you've successfully done an action. And you do 3 actions, that's 15 instances that you've recorded. So when you get a scan, you can't keep up with your scans because they're always, you have to search to find what your scans are. That's why right now you need to have 2 platforms, one with a scanner on. I minimize that. I don't even have that up. It's still running, but it's minimized. And then I have my trading platform. So I can look over, you want to have it with the same broker. So then when I see a scan pop up, I just look at my trading platform, and then it doesn't cause that issue. Okay, when you download the scanner, attach it to the platform, you'll find this indicator box, a Norwood Strategy Scanner. And when you click on it and drag it over to the chart, this box pops up. You just click OK. Then I don't think anything happens at that point. To get the indicators set up exactly the way you see it, you go up here into your templates. I've added a whole bunch of other templates in here. You'll find one that says NSS template. If you click on that, it will give you just what you see here. It'll give you all the indicators. When your trial is over, this template goes away, and you will not have access to, if you know what the other indicators are and have the course material, you'll have the other indicators, but you won't have the filter. The filter is part of the scanner, and so you won't have that. But while you have the trial or you're paying for it, you have the filter as an indicator. So that's how you get the setup quickly. You just go up here, NSS template, click on it, boom, it just populates. Okay, see there's just our launch pad setup. I go up here, click NSS template, boom, there it is. Then you're ready to go. The next question is this scanner your go-to tool for high probability trades for signals moving into the future? Yes. Everything we have been doing since we developed it has been around the scanner because the alerts we used to have, and they're still in this scanner. The alerts are there. You can find a Norwood alert, an early bird alert, but that was just one signal, one time frame. This is combining a strategy, saying I want this to happen on the larger time frame, this to confirm on the second time frame, and when the third time frame matches up, that's when I want the scan. So you don't have to go looking for them. You just have to confirm whether you want to take the trade or not. Is it fresh? Is there convergence or divergence? Well, what is that? Well, that's in the Nth-degree course. So you can trade successfully without knowing that, but that just helps you to have more knowledge to know whether it's a fresh trade or not. What is my favorite strategy? The long-term trading. And I'll show you exactly what this is. This stands for filter color. That means the filter has to be the right color. That's on the day. On the 4-hour, early bird filter has got to be in the correct side of the 0 line. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, let's just go right here at the beginning. This is the filter. This is the color change. So whatever color that is, I like black. I did that on purpose. You can change it to whatever color you want. But I like the red and black instead of the red and blue because I want to make sure I'm recognizing that as the filter because everything else is red and blue. So when I see black, that to me is the same as blue. Filter, what color is that? That's black. The question is, what is my favorite strategy? So I don't have to look for this. When it gives me the signal, I know that that took place. And go to the 4-hour. Now what do I have to have on the 4-hour? I have to have an early bird filter before it will give me the signal. Early bird is when this indicator up here, the shadow, changes colors from this red to the blue. That's an early bird. In early bird, the male has to be the same color. This happens to be a 4-bar, but the trend indicator does not have to be. It's just the filter. The shadow, the male, and the filter have to be the same color, same direction. And the filter has to be above the 0 line right there. When that gives me heads up, that's a signal I ought to come and take a look. Right there, there was a trade for 60, 70 pips total. And depends on how you managed it, would be some. So that's what I like there. Now, does it have to be just the first day? No. Let's go to the second day. Now notice that the 4-hour changed during that period of time. It's what colors the day was going long. Here's the first signal right here that went long. There was an early bird filter. So that's where you get another scan right there for another 50 pips. So this day filter is extremely powerful in finding the directions. Right there is red going down. It's red up here, but see, so these 2 bars, it was going long. This bar right here, now, right here is going short. I'm showing you a little more detail. It may be confusing, but you'll see things when you start using it. Okay, right there is where it said to go short on the 1-day time frame. Where did the 4-hour come in? The 4-hour right here is the first time that it came in. No, excuse me, it came in right over here. Right on that same bar it came in. Taking the trade is 20 pips. Would you have lost anything? You shouldn't have, or if you did, very little. But the next one that came was right over here. And of course that was over, pushed 100 pips. And so there's a good 70 to 80 pips you could have taken out of that trade. That's my favorite strategy. We have students that tell us that this is the one they use when they're working. One individual started testing it. Only the beta testers have had it until this week. This week I sent it to all the people that have the scanner. So you will have access to this strategy. He said that in 2 days he increased his account by 5% while he was working his full-time job because of this strategy. So that's kind of exciting to hear that kind of feedback. That's my favorite one right there. It's the bigger time frames. You can have it set to your phone. You got plenty of time to get back. When the day, you can look at the day. Every time you see a day bar, you can go through and visualize it. And that's how you can create your watch list. Say, this day set up, but the 4-hour is not ready. So then you can ask the 4-hour to do some other things to give you another scan to help bring it to your attention, or you can wait until this brings it to your attention. Yes, the 14-day trial weekends are counted. It's 14 days from the time you sign up. It's 14 days, whether it encompasses weekends or not. Chris says he prefers trading the shorter time frames. How many high quality trade setups can the scanner bring you per day he says how many per day, and then he has this question mark. Then he says, would it be too many to count? Yes. I never counted how many because I don't have them on. When I've had not even all of the strategies, sometimes in an hour you can get 15, 20 setups, and just times 20 times 24, that's hundreds of setups per day because you're looking at all the different time frames and how many currency pairs you have it set on. And so there's just a lot of information coming your way. So what am I looking for as one of the strategies on a 30-minute? I'll just go to my old 4-bar. I mean, that's like generally things are going to be really cool when you get to see a 4-bar. In between these two vertical lines right here, that is 1 day. And this was like right towards the beginning of the European session when this 30-minute and then the 15-minute, did it confirm? It was a 4-bar also. And the 5-minute, okay, the 5-minute was a 4-bar also. So there would have been a signal and there was a trade that was a nice one. Okay, we go back to 30-minute. It did a counter or a corrective move. I'm not going to even look for something that's corrective because the trend alert is above the 0 line. So this one was just in a little retracement here. So even though that was below, the filter was above. So that's why I would take that. So now let's move on to the day. It's another 4-bar. That's above also. And this one is not ready right there because it's not a 4-bar. So we move it over one time. So that's just a confirmation. The 5-minute would be the entry. It's not a 4-bar, so you have to wait one more 5-minute period. There's a 4-bar. This is when you would get the scan, would bring this to your attention. On this one currency pair, in the last day, there was 2. And I'm using the 30, 15, and 5. If you use the 1, 30, 15, or the 15, 5, 1, and so see the combinations, how it can expand. I'll let you do all the experimenting as to how many you're going to get. When you decide that you get too many, a couple of things you can do. Don't have as many strategies or cut down on the number of currency pairs that you're having it search through. I only use on my market watch from that line right there, US yen, anything above. So you can write this down. This is a rough rule of thumb. Anything that has the pound pair in it, the euro in it, not the pound pair, the pound, euro, or yen. For the most part, those would be the pairs that I would trade. And the one exception would be the US CAD. It moves enough that that's a good one also. But that's pretty much would cover all the pairs that I use. The risk reward is an individual thing as far as how you set it. I'll give you a rough rule of thumb that I'm testing. On the larger time frames, if I'm the strategy that I just shared with you, a day and 4 hour, if I'm trading a pound pair, I use the stop loss as a 40 pip stop and at least a 1-to-1. So it'd be 40 pip take profit or larger. On anything that's does not have a pound in it, then I consider using a 30 pip stop loss. That's just a rough rule of thumb.